Hey Toy and Collectible fans, Fly Guy for TekSushi.com. Giving you a look at this. This is the 3-pack Arkham Origins. We've just reviewed the Joker as Red Hood, and we're going to take a look now at Copperhead in the collection. There's an image over from the back of the pack. Let me just focus that up just a little bit better. And she is one of the bosses you get to fight in the game. And a good looking figure she is, so let's get a look at her. Kind of unusual in terms of for DC Collectibles to the way they've made this figure, but it's forgiven in some ways because of the very cool and unique pieces here. You're not going to get to see Copperhead again in a hurry, so I'm very surprised that they've basically gone with this completely new sculpt as far as I can tell. Let's just give you a quick definitely some nice sculpting, nicely done with the belt and the waist and so forth. This tattoo that she has on her chest, let me just focus on that, is really well done. You can see the detail on there. Whatever that intricate pattern is, it's beautiful. Really, really nicely done. And the facial sculpt is fantastic. I love the hair. I love the way it's been done. It's just this mop top of blonde, this mess, and it blends in really quite nicely. In terms of the sculpting anyway at the back of the head there, and there's more of the sculpting over kind of bodice work or corset, whatever you want to call it, that she's got going on. The highlight for me really is all along these gauntlets that she's the paint sculpting. It's always great when these toy companies add a little bit of she does have, excuse the zooming in on the cords there, but you get the point. She does have these awful clear plastic joins that DC Collectibles use, which are incredibly brittle and break all the time. I've never had a toy manufacturer break so often and so frequently as DC Collectibles. They have hellish limbs on them, and they just refuse to change from these clear plastic joins. However, this one has stayed pretty solid. She's quite light, so the pressure on her joints is not too bad. You can see those joins up there, so you get that full pivoting movement as well on that ball joint there. It rocks around pretty well. Plus you've got the thigh articulation, which rotates round. You've got the knees, which are double jointed, and just, if I can bend it, there you go. You can get to see that double joint in the knees. A little stiff, but it does work. And she has great rocking ankles. There's barely a DC Collectibles figure that has such good rocking ankles, and they look really good. Even her toes are done well, the paintwork and the dirt. So plenty of articulation down there, and the reason why I'm doing this back to front, you'll see in a minute. She has a great ball jointed head, so she can move pretty much back and forth. Sadly not up too much, and sadly that's about as far down as she can get, but still not too bad. Underneath the arms, you'll see the join, that terrible clear plastic is back yet again. But we also do get this bicep swivel there, and this double joint on the arms, but really you can't really use it as a double joint because of the way the arms are sculpted, and the armor stops it, so you're kind of limited there. We do get swivel wrists, if I can just show you. Barely swivel. It's a little hard to swivel, but we've also got a join there at the wrist. I wouldn't do that too much because, again, the joins with DC suck, basically. They're terrible for these things. Please do fix them. And that's it in terms of articulation, apart from the waist. Now, we do get a swivel torso up at the top, but here's what this is. This is a squidgy soft fabric. Now, at first, I didn't realise, and it's really not a problem, I'm just surprised why they did this in terms of the figure, the way it's been sculpted and built. It would have been nice, and there's no reason at all why that couldn't have been a solid piece of plastic. What it does do is allow you to have a pose like such, but then you're left with this unrealistic, weird, scrunched up bag in the middle there. It's just terrible. It does not look good at all. So why bother? Why not have this as a solid piece of plastic? It just doesn't seem to make sense to me. But you can see there, it's almost just stuck on by one of those peg joints. But it makes for a very, unless you pose it like that, that's it. You can't really do anything. So a very unusual choice by DC Collectibles in that piece there. But there you go. Now she does have peg holes, and as I mentioned in the other review, they fit beautifully into NECA stands. So if you haven't bought any, you can definitely pick them up, and they're great for your DC Collectibles. So like a good figure, Copperhead is a good figure, but be aware of the squidgy waist, and of course a lot of them, I've seen quite a few, have damaged joints at the elbow. It's a very flimsy and thin joint. You can just see there for that little peg to stay on. They're basically pinned on each side, so be very careful of the ones you get. Make sure you buy them. Again, buy them from the link directly below Amazon. You'll get no problems whatsoever because I've already bought a couple of sets and had to return them. So be careful where you buy them from. That's it. Love to know your thoughts on Copperhead. What do you think? Cool figure? Bad figure? What do you think of this squidgy part here in the middle? All in, it's not a bad figure at all for me, but again, love to hear your thoughts. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe and you will get lots of cool reviews straight into your inbox. That's it from me. We'll see you for another review, Deathstroke Unmasked, coming up.